Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and it's time to start a brand new series called ARCA. Let's get to know, where I get to know ARCA drivers on and off the track. And joining me right now is Nick Sanchez, who drives the number 2 Chevrolet for Rev Racing. How's it going, man?
It's going good.
Okay, so before we get into the fun stuff, it's been a while since you've raced. So what have you been up to?
Just kind of doing my same thing, a daily routine that I keep up and just focusing on racing and looking into the future.
Okay. All right. Let's get into this. What's the most memorable race you've had?
I would say Phoenix, the last race I did. It was the first time it's the first time I felt in control of my fate in ARCA, I guess you could say. I actually had a pretty fast car under me, and just having all of the tools that I now need. And I think it showed. I got a lot of positive feedback after the race. People that necessarily didn't know I could run kind of up there. Even though I'm not satisfied at all with, the endings, it is what it is, but I'm not satisfied at all with how I did or how our team did, just because I'm always looking for ways to get better. But I'd say definitely Phoenix. It was a total confidence booster.
What's the most boringest sport on TV?
Baseball, for sure.
Okay. Golf or tennis?
Tennis.
What is the most interesting thing about you?
I'm a very mellow and quiet person, and I will not confront or I'm not one to go make conversation with someone. I'm the person to kind of sit in the back and just listen or watch. Very mellow. Interesting, I guess you could say. I like reading a good bit, and I am a mortgage broker. I get if that interests some people. But yeah, I'm just a very mellow guy.
If someone wrote a book about you, what would it be called?
I really couldn't answer that. There's depends who's writing the book, honestly. Depends how they know me and what they think of me.
Do you have any hidden talents?
No, absolutely no hidden talents. No, I wouldn't say hidden talents.
What is something that you will never do?
Something that I will never do. Ride a motorcycle.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah, probably wouldn't make it out of it.
And would you ever go skydiving?
No. Not unless the plane's going down. But no. Not on my own terms. Definitely
not. What's better, flying or driving?
Depends what you're driving. Depends what you're flying.
Oh, jeez.
If I'm driving across the country in a lemon, I'd much rather fly commercial. But if I'm driving in the comfort of my truck or an RV, I'd probably drive. It also depends where you're driving. It just depends.
What's a sport that you'll never play?
Any sport other than racing. Racing is the only sport I'd ever consider doing in life professionally. But yeah, I'm not really interested in many other sports. I don't think I'm built for football, baseball, basketball. But I guess you could say all the above. I'm not really into any of that.
Let's see. I know there's been a lot of telemarketer scam calls or something like that. Do you ever answer the phone if you don't know who it is?
Always. I never. It could be someone that's calling for a wide variety of things. So I always answer, and in about 2 seconds, I'll know if it's someone I want to talk to, or trying to sell me car insurance for my something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they want to extend your car warranty, your student loan payment.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you in your street car?
I mean, I'm from Miami, so I'm pretty impatient. It just depends, I don't think many people are really a fan of my driving. I grew up driving in Miami, so like it's pretty cutthroat there. I was back there 2 days ago, and if you don't drive like a maniac, you're probably gonna get run off the road. So I try to stay with that same mentality here, and I don't think the people in North Carolina really like that. So it depends, I guess, who's rating my driving. I mean, I consider it a 10 because I'm very defensive. But yeah, I'm sure other people consider it like negative numbers, but all depends.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how often do you use curse words?
A 0. I
Really?
mean, I never use curse words.
Being from Miami, I'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
I just always try to keep my vocab very clean, especially on the team radio, because I know everyone's hearing it, listening to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never use them.
Really?
Even when I am pissed. Take after my grandma, I guess.
That's interesting. Um, hmm. If the let's see, if the Rev Racing team all played golf, between the 5 of you, you, Raja, Isabella, LeVar, and Regina, who would win?
I honestly couldn't answer that. I mean, I'm not a golf professional. I don't know if they are or not. I'd hit the ball far. I don't know where it land. It that's another question I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't think anyone on this team, driver wise, plays golf. I've never seen them play golf. So I guess that's something that would have to be answered on the course, I guess.
Do you watch basketball?
I do. I don't go out of my way to watch it, but like the NBA Finals, if a Heat game or Charlotte Hornets game comes on, I'll definitely watch it.
You gonna watch if the Wizards are in it for Raja?
No, no. I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan, very big Jimmy Butler fan. So like he's my guy. Any game without Jimmy Butler is just
Yeah. Who's your favorite football player?
um I can't really answer. Like I don't have a certain player that I just go out of my way to watch. I'm just a Dolphins fan and a fan, and obviously there's really not been a player to attach to. But more like a team. I'm not like Jimmy Butler in basketball or anything, but I don't really have a player I follow. And I'm not going to jump on a bandwagon and say Tom Brady or someone like that. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite player that I go out of my way to watch.
Okay, on average during a typical race weekend, how many autographs have you signed?
0, especially with COVID. I never really got the chance to really, on the ARCA level, have the opportunity to go sign autographs. I think one race in East Smyrna, maybe like 20. That was my first race.
Yeah.
Maybe like 30, I don't know. But no, I have not done that in a while.
Yeah. What's the worst injury you've ever had?
I broke my ankle when I was 5. But I would say the most painful, I was in the Keys getting on my boat from our house, and I stepped on a very sharp rock and it went through my foot. Almost went through my foot, but I had to go to the hospital, and that was not fun.
Yeah.
I definitely would have rather broke my ankle, but that was not fun.
Who's your favorite all-time driver?
All time. I think I would say Fangio.
Nice.
You ever heard of Fangio?
No, I've never heard of him.
Juan Manuel Fangio. You never heard of him? 5-time F1 world champion.
Oh,
You need to brush up on your history, my friend.
well, I guess I know who that is.
Oh, really? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Definitely Fangio. Because I mean, obviously he's an Argentinian driver, so he's he's been there since the beginning of F1. He drove an F1 before F1 was F1, and the conditions he did it in and the way he did it was just something that I think until Michael Schumacher came, he was the greatest of all time, and he's behind Michael and Lewis stuff, and I believe he was there for the first F1 GP. He's a legend. An era that we'll probably never see again, and he conquered it and lived to tell.
Let's see. What's your go-to place for food?
Outback. I usually get like a grilled chicken and like broccoli and a salad from Outback. It's like the perfect balance for like a lunch or even dinner.
Oh, nice.
But I'm a big fan of chicken, and there's many other foods I like more, but I feel like as far as like dietary wise, I think chicken's a pretty good bet.
What's your favorite type of music?
Like dance, like not like pop, like hardcore dance stuff.
Yeah.
Like I guess you could say like a Daft Punk, like in that realm, like a good beat.
Yeah. And finally, what's the most interesting thing about being a mortgage broker?
No, everyone thinks you're a real estate agent and you show houses, but nobody actually really knows what a mortgage broker does or is. Nobody really knows one. It's kind of like a hidden industry, and it's kind of like, it's the backbone of any transaction of a house. And most people kind of forget that, the bank just doesn't give you the money. There's a middleman brokering the deal. That's me. But yeah, it's just kind of like, it's annoying when people associate me as a realtor and I'm not. They're like, "Oh, you want to show me a house?" It's like, no, that's not what I do. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, if they ever need a driver to sell your houses, Indy Lights driver Stingray Rob, now he is a realtor. So,
Really?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for letting us get to know you a little bit, Nick, and we'll see you in a few weeks to preview Talladega.
Awesome. Thank you.